Welcome home, Cojourners. I'm so glad you're here for another episode. I'm Dr. Thema, licensed psychologist, ordained minister, and sacred artist, here to help facilitate your journey back home to yourself. And we're going to start this week, as we do every week, with a poem. And this poem comes from my workbook, Reclaim Yourself, and it's the afterword. I am a collage on stained glass, learning to glory in this creation. No shame for my glued edges or stained interior. This life is a work of art. After the dismantling, disruption, shattering, I wondered what would become of this self. I swept my broken pieces under the couch, hoping no one would see them, including me. But I got tired of walking around when I once had wings. Big smile, and big holes in my soul. Do you know how hard it is to breathe with holes in your soul? So I went on a search to reclaim every part of me. This was my homecoming. I found the parts of me I missed and the parts I never got to know. I gathered those sacred shattered pieces, and with breath and words and dance and poetry and prayers and a shawl of support, I began sewing and stitching. I didn't even know I knew how to sew. But look what I made, me with wings. Oh, I am so glad to share that piece with you from the book Reclaim Yourself. And today we are doing a switcheroo. Instead of me being the interviewer, I am going to be interviewed by my dear friend, sister, healer, artist, who is a trailblazer, a survivor, an overcomer. And she has really digested the book, my book, Matters of the Heart. And so we're going to have a conversation about the book, Matters of the Heart, Healing Your Relationship with Yourself and Those You Love. So first, I want to tell you some more about Zara. She has 16 or 18?
18.
18 years of experience in mental health coaching, crisis intervention, and relationship issues, which is what this book is about. Zara's incredible book is entitled Stop the Bleeding. This is powerful, and you all want to get it today. It will really help you in your healing process. She works with a holistic approach that includes addressing the whole person, body, mind, and spirit. Zara really understands the importance of capturing the moment and capturing the time and honoring your journey, including your faith. She works as a coach and as a therapist and has an approach that's really empowering. I am so glad to share this time and space with her and with you. And I want to say on the matter of relationships that she is someone who found the love of her life when she was 49 years old. So hold on to hope. Those of you who have been waiting and hoping and wondering, is it going to happen? She got married at 52 years old and she's glowing still. Yes. She loves being a grandmother, a mother, a wife, a healer, a coach, a friend, a mentor, a sister to whomever is on their homecoming journey. Zara, thank you so much for sharing this special moment with me.
Thank you. What an honor to be here with you and celebrating your wonderful, amazing book that has been in my hands from the day it was born, just because it speaks the truth. It's just the most profound book I've read in the last few years about relationship and heart healing. So thank you for this opportunity.
Absolutely. Well, let's jump into it. I love talking to you, and now you all get to listen in on our conversation.
Well, I am just so excited about your wonderful work you are doing. So I'm sure everybody knows who you are, but I like to repeat it because I just get so excited when I know who am I sitting next to. Dr. Thema is an internationally well-known speaker, writer, healer, and she's a professor at Pepperdine University, one of the best universities. And also she's an ordained minister and she does dance, healing. So what an honor, Dr. Thema, to sit here with you and interview you, because we all need to hear about this right now. Loneliness is killing people. So
It's true.
so excited to get into this book with you, if you don't mind. And the color of the flowers are matching. So
And Zara bought these beautiful flowers. What a gift. Thank you.
well, you just blossom every time I look at this book. I just remember what you're doing in the world. So my number one question is, because as you know, finding love again after heartbreak is so difficult.
Yeah.
And regardless of our age, our background, our ethnicity, I want to say almost everybody's gone through some kind of a heartache.
Yeah.
And I hate to say mostly romantic ones. So what made you to write this 2025? What made you inspired to get into this really deep?
Yes. I know from my research and then from my own life, the difference it makes in your life when you have good, healthy love. It makes all the difference. And so in psychology research, we would call it a protective factor, meaning when we go through difficulties, and all of us, as you said, have gone through difficult life events, when you have your sister friends or your spouse or other loved ones to walk through those storms with you, it decreases the stress, the anxiety, the despair. The good people in your life can remind you who you are and give you that breath again, give you that confidence in yourself, because sometimes we forget, we forget who we are because those storms came and shook us up. And so I know that, as you named, many times when we have had hard experiences, the way we function after that can actually sabotage our love life. We have challenges around trust. We have challenges around confidence. We have difficulty opening up, and relationships require vulnerability. So I really wanted to help people to have the tools to heal their hearts and know I don't have to be stuck in dysfunction.
That's a great point, because unfortunately, as you know, as a clinical psychologist who worked and maybe is still working with clients, I know you're so popular these days that I don't know, but whoever is Dr. T's client, you guys are so lucky. But anyways, I'm going to come down and I'm going to talk about, as we work with clients, we know that some people get stuck. I got divorced 1995. That's it. I could never find the right one, or so-and-so broke my heart in high school and I'm in my 30s and I'm still having a trust issue. So it's very important with this book to give your audience and readers a chance to go through this and understand that it doesn't matter. If you do the work, you could not only find the love of your life and everything that comes with it.
I like to say, pull the wisdom out of the wounds.
Oof.
We learned some things, and some of those things you didn't know before. I think that people who have had heartbreak, when they find love again, one, have more clarity about themselves, understand more what they're looking for and what they need. And also, when you have done work on yourself, you're less likely to tolerate a lot of confusion. Right? Because that's going to take me right back where I was. So I recognize some things that I didn't recognize before. And I want to say you have an appreciation. When you encounter good-hearted people, it doesn't have to be that way. So you can really embrace that and honor it and appreciate it in a way that perhaps before you would not have.
Thank you for that. Yeah. I agree. So for someone that is watching, regardless male or female, in their, let's say, even mid-20s to like even 90s, I'm going to go. And they are having a hard time to find love and trust themselves because they don't want to fall again. I mean, when you talk about, it's okay, you could go out there and play. Oh, no, I can't fall again. What would be your typical basic steps for someone that is listening to us and say, I don't think it will work for me?
Yes. Yeah.
To give hope to them.
Right. Absolutely. So one, I would say to forgive yourself for the things you missed or the ways you've contributed to the past painful experiences. Sometimes we beat ourselves up so badly that we've put ourselves on punishment. We've put ourselves on timeout. And we say, that I'm not worthy of that maybe that's for other people, it's not for me. And so if there are things that I feel I have done that have damaged my love life, can I give myself permission to turn the page, to learn from it, and to show up differently, right? To say, a part of my bad cycle before was I was either attracted to this, or I would silence myself in this way, or I didn't know how to handle conflict, or I would ignore all the warning signs and hope for the best. So I forgive myself, I learn from it. And then one of the things that's helpful therapeutically is to imagine the worst case scenario and then to see yourself outlasting it. So let's say somebody invites me out to eat, and instead of saying no, like you usually do, you say yes and you go. And to say, like, on the, worst case scenario, I go to this meal and this person ends up being a jerk. They end up being disrespectful. They say terrible things. Then what would I do, right? So either you're going to sit through the meal or you're going to leave the meal, and then you're going to wake up the next day and go on with your life. And so it helps us not to put so much pressure on it where we think any date has to then be the one, right? And if it's not the one, now it's a disaster. So we call that catastrophizing, right? So a bad date is not a catastrophe. So it's okay. And I know myself well enough to see it for what it is, to be able to walk lighter instead of sometimes we show up with a lot of intensity and we put a lot of weight on things that are really a light moment. And so sometimes I just like to say to myself, it's not that deep. It's not that deep.
That.
And so, okay, then I can release. And it also can teach me something about myself, because I may have said yes because I thought this, and this. And now I'm discovering in this moment, this is something that's important to me. Yeah.
Beautiful. I agree, especially with the part of shame and punishment. I think a lot of, and you talk about it, a lot of us stay in that punishment mode and the cycle of shame that we are afraid to go out there again and something happen again. That word again stands out, that people are going to say, oh, he made a mistake again, or she made a mistake again. So thinking about what other people are going to say, judge us, and take us to a worse stage before we started playing out there. But love what you're saying in your book, that give yourself the permission to start dancing again.
Yeah.
I love that, because a lot of us don't know how to dance.
We don't, right? And let ourselves, in mindfulness, they call it beginner's mind. So, and especially for people who are out there dating these days, if it has been a long gap, you'll say, like, things have changed. Like the dating world has changed, the dating apps, expectations, all those things. So even if you're older, you may be learning it for the first time. And I wanted to also say, when you were talking about, like, what will friends think, for us also to be mindful about how soon we're introducing people or declaring something a thing when I'm still getting to know the person, right?
Beautiful.
So if I'm going to make an introduction to family or friends, being thoughtful about, like, the way I'm presenting it, even if, like, I'm very excited and we are getting to know each other, that things can still be allowed to be in formation instead of saying, like, this is it forever and ever. And to know, I hope we will give ourselves permission across culture, religion, gender, to be able to walk away, as Nina Simone would say, when love is no longer being served at the table. And so you're not stuck. You're not stuck. You can give yourself the opportunity to discover, is this love?
Oh, my goodness. I got chills all over. Oh, I could even cry. That was so beautiful.
Thank you.
And the way you say it, you make it sound so easy. not complicated. So I guess you talk about it here and also in your other books about being so hungry for love that sometimes we settle for breadcrumbs and we keep our mouth shut because of the religion, because of the culture, and because we don't know our own self-worth. So would you mind just, I know you already said it, but can you just give us a sentence about that? Because I know a lot of people are stuck in, and I was stuck in the culture and religion. So just a minute would be wonderful if you could cover that, please.
And I appreciate you naming like that it sounds easy, because I want to be clear, it's not easy.
It's not easy.
It is complicated. So, a part of the challenge is, we're often told relationships are work, right? And so then people will look down on, especially younger people, if they're ending relationships quickly, because they'll say, oh, you weren't willing to do the work. Well, I want to say there is work involved, but both people need to be working, and they need to be working toward the same direction. If you are feeling dismantled, dishonored, disrespected, or your values or life goals are not aligned, then the working is going to be against each other, right? So we want to be, and it's for each person to decide. And that's another thing for us to remember. No one else can tell you. You'll have friends or family members who will like or not like your person, but you're the one that's in it. So you have to decide for yourself. And then around, religion or spirituality, we are meant to be treated sacredly, and relationships are sacred. And so sometimes we're trying to force a relationship with someone who does not honor us, for someone who does not see you as sacred, for someone who actually, that saying of like, is just not that into you. And so, but you're like, it's sacred, it's sacred. Well, for relationships to actually be a relationship, it needs to be mutual. It needs to be reciprocal. It should not be that you're stalking, chasing, censoring yourself, trying to be who they want you to be, trying to be chosen by someone who does not really treasure you. So we have to take those into consideration, because sometimes people will say things like, God said, this is my person.
Yeah.
But that person doesn't really feel like they're your person, right? So we want to, of course, check in around your faith, check in with yourself, but you also have to pay attention to the words, behavior, actions of the other person.
So don't be drunk in love. I guess we could use Beyonce's song. Thank you for that. I want to just stay in the dating and relationship. So with social media and also dating apps taking over all the relationship stuff now, what is your take on? I know you talk about it here, and I know what you may say. I'm not sure, because you're so wonderful. You may say different things, but I would like to know if someone is watching and they're having a hard time in, technology world finding the love. What would you suggest?
Yeah. So I would say, if you're doing the apps, let your description and your pictures match the message you're trying to convey. And so if you're looking for fun and a good time, then the picture and the words can communicate that. So sometimes that is what we're presenting, but deep down we're wanting to be taken more seriously. And then I've had people say like they're wondering why it doesn't happen. They'll get request and people ask them out, but it is very much, people looking for a sexual connection. And I do want to say, sometimes you can present yourself in a serious way, or more, thoughtful way, and some people are still going to come at it that way. But then it's for you to be clear in your communication and in your follow-up, because sometimes, I want to say, understandably, people can get frustrated with the waiting and get frustrated with the climate or culture, where you may say, well, now, like, this is all it is, where you haven't met a person yet and they're asking you to send a provocative picture, right? And so then you may say, well, that's just the way it is now. So then I must participate in that. And I will be honest with you and say, if you have a different standard for yourself, it may feel like I'm not getting the level of attention, the amount of attention as somebody else is, but to know like at what cost, right? Is that fulfilling for me? Does that feel good to me? Is it sustainable? Or, it just depends on the season of your life that you're in, of what you're looking for. So that's why at first you want to check in with yourself to say like, what is it that I desire or want in terms of connection and relationship? And the other piece I really discovered is there will be seasons of your life where you pick none of the above.
I love that.
Right?
That could be another book. You should write a book about that topic. Yes.
Because, I always say like in my early 20s, it could have been late teens, I was in this phase where I thought you had to pick the best out of whoever was interested in you. And so I'm in this season where, these 3 people are expressing interest. None of them are really, none of them. But I picked the best of the 3. And it was not a great experience. So to be willing to choose yourself, instead of holding on to crumbs, thinking, that scarcity, because as I hold on to the crumbs, I could be blocking my feast because now I'm not available because I'm in something just to have something. So enjoy your own company. And I would also say recognizing seasons of solitude are not punishment. You can enjoy, like, you're fun. I think you are. I don't even know you. I think you are.
That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful.
I often say, if you're bored, it's because you're not using your gifts. Like, all of us have gifts. So there's, like, no reason ever for any of us to be bored. Like, go write a poem, go cook something, go call a friend, recognizing of what's possible. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that is amazing. Thank you for that. And I know we are getting closer to the end of our meeting, but I wish we could talk for 9.5 hours. So I just want to ask you one final question, if I may. How does wonderful, amazing, super busy, super productive, I cannot even say the words enough, Dr. Thema take care of herself? What is her routine? I'm sure a lot of people want to know. Yes. How is Dr. Thema is the way she is? Thank you, God, but we want to hear what you do.
I would say embodied healing. So those of you who follow me on Instagram know I love to dance. And so, because a lot of times if you're doing a lecture, I'm a professor, then it's like hours of talking. In therapy, a lot of times sitting and listening. And so we can get disconnected from our bodies. So just stretching, dancing, moving, all of those things heal me and renew me. And I will share on the subject of grief, because many of you know last year my mom died.
Sorry.
And thank you so much. One of the 2 moments I feel her the most are when I'm dancing and early in the morning when I wake up. So for those of you who have been like stiff in your body, who have been holding yourself tightly, waiting for love to show up, and then you're going to have joy, to start dancing now and bring in your own joy. One of the great compliments someone gave me was, you seem to have the capacity to create your own joy. Beautiful. And I hope that for all of us, find the things that are your joy bringers and do them.
Beautiful. Thank you. That was amazing, Dr. Thema. I think everybody needed to hear that. And thank you for all your wonderful work you are doing, inspiring every single human that is lucky enough to hear your voice, read your book, find you in social media. You are a blessing.
Oh,
thank you for everything you do.
Thank you so much. And let's hold up our books.
All right.
So you all get your copies of Stop the Bleeding and Matters of the Heart. I'm so glad you're here. I invite your soul to tell your heart, mind, body, and spirit, welcome home.